All of the grades that you see in this video will be utilizing our football game plan scouting prospect grading scale, which you can find all of our prospect rankings, all 532, on our website at footballgameplan.com/FBGP scouting. The Detroit Lions are coming off a playoff season and wanted to get much better defensively, and you can tell that was a major focus for the team going into the 2017 NFL Draft. Selections like defensive tackle Jeremiah Ledbetter out of Arkansas and Pat O'Connor out of Eastern Michigan not only builds quality depth along the defensive line, but it adds guys that do a great job of collapsing the pocket. Wide receiver Kenny Golladay out of Northern Illinois is a wideout that'll remind some Lions fans of former New Orleans Saints wide receiver Marcus Colston. Tight end Michael Roberts out of Toledo can be that inline option they need that can allow Eric Ebron to be more of that flex tight end within the offense. I also like the fact that they grabbed Brad Kaya out of Miami, who instantly upgrades the #2 quarterback spot behind Matthew Stafford. I mentioned how the Lions wanted to emphasize improving the defense side of football in the draft, and they gave the second and third levels of that defense an infusion of both talent and athleticism. Linebackers Jarrad Davis out of Florida and Jalen Reeves-Maybin out of Tennessee are perfect examples. Davis can play Mike or Sam backer, but I think he'll be an ideal Mike in the NFL, while Reeves-Maybin can play all three, but he's an ideal will backer, and if he can stay healthy, he'll be a steal. In the secondary, the Lions grabbed my #1 cornerback in Jalen Tabor out of Florida. 40 time be damned. Tabor can flat out ball and has elite level football IQ, and will give the Lions a bona fide stud on the perimeter. Jamal Agnew out of San Diego has Brent Grimes-like explosiveness and ball skills. He's also able to match up against tight ends and bigger wide receivers, so I think this was an underrated prospect that has legit game, and the Lions were able to grab him in the 5th round. Storm Norton was my #2 offensive tackle in this draft class. For a 6'8" offensive lineman, he gets great knee bend and graded out really well on film on both ends of offense. He's a tremendous athlete that can mirror and match with the best of them, and is also an underrated run blocker, and is coming off an excellent week of practice at the East-West Shrine game. I'm a big fan of Noel Thomas Jr. out of UConn. He battled inconsistent QB play throughout the course of his career, but he was the model of consistency game after game and always stepped up big time on third downs. His game is very similar to former New York Giant and USC wide receiver Steve Smith. Keep an eye on Robert Tonyan Jr. out of Indiana State. He's 6'5", 220 and can play on the inside as well as on the outside as a split end. He torched the Minnesota Golden Gophers and has very good acceleration after the catch. I think he has a great chance to crack the lineup because of how big he plays, especially in the red zone. I gave the Lions an A for their draft. They greatly upgraded the back 7 of their defense with premier players like Davis, Tabor, and Reeves-Maybin. They also stole a few gems in Golladay, Agnew, and Kaya. The Lions are making sure that trips to the playoffs are a regular thing in the Motor City, and a draft like this goes a long way in ensuring that happens.